Thanks to a grant from the Mental Insight Foundation, we were very fortunate to have the opportunity to spend time at Middle School PS 226 in South Ozone Park, Queens, raising awareness about mental illness for staff, students, and parents. We did presentations for all staff and teachers, gave them copies of NAMI's excellent booklet, Parents and Teachers as Allies, and spoke to about 200 parents at a PTA meeting. Lorraine Kaplan and I also met with 8th grade students in health classes 3 times to teach classes using our Breaking the Silence middle school lessons.
We took the Breaking the Silence program. We learned a lot of stuff. We learned about how teenagers commit suicide because no one will listen to their problem, the high rate of teenagers that commit suicide, and a lot of kids today are turning to drugs and alcohol because no one will listen to their problem.
Where they learned more about it, they became more aware and got information as to how to treat mental illness and what they need to do, who they need to reach out to, and what programs are available to them.
It was a fantastic opportunity for our students to be able to open up their eyes to mental illness.
Well, I took the class of Breaking Silence, and I learned a lot from mental illnesses.
It is very important for not only the teachers, but also the students to know if there's someone in the classroom who has mental illness, because that way you avoid problems.
It's absolutely vital that we teach students and teachers the warning signs of mental illness, because in that way, teachers can help students get help, and students can help other students get help.
So many times we chalk it up to immaturity, or the kids just need to behave better or act appropriately, but not, realizing that there are, mental issues that they may be dealing with, and we're not aware of that.
And they start hanging out with different type of kids, not their normal kids or friends that they would have. The homework assignments that used to come in steadily, all of a sudden aren't showing up as much. And you can tell a different change in their behavior, their demeanor, their overall, helplessness that something's going on.
When I talk to some of my students and I say, how you doing today? And occasionally a student says, yeah, I'm not doing so hot today. And I'll say, what's the matter? You're not feeling well? The student says, it's not really physical, Mr. Sishan. It's, I just feel a little sad.
It isn't really just the teachers that notice what's going on. Often it's the school nurse, because kids will go to the school nurse and they'll say, I have a headache, I have, my stomach hurts. And those actually could be the warning signs of depression. That's often how depression presents itself in young children.
When we took the Breaking Silence program, we learned a lot of stuff. We learned about how teenagers commit suicide because no one will listen to their problem, the high rate of teenagers that commit suicide, and a lot of kids today are turning to drugs and alcohol because no one will listen to their problem.
In the school, you can go to the teachers, the counselor, your friends especially, because they're really close to you, so you can tell them how you feel and stuff like that too.
Some students do not know that they have issues, so that's why it's important for us to empower ourselves, staff members, to know the symptoms, to know the signs, to think about and find out, what kind of availabilities there are in treating this illness.
I took the class of Breaking Silence, and I learned a lot from mental illnesses.
The wonderful program that we had at our school here, Breaking the Silence, really opened our eyes to allow us to see these early warning signs, and that we can maybe do an intervention early enough so that the children can get the help that they need with all of our resources that we have.
Very important for not only the teachers, but also the students to know if there's someone in the classroom who has mental illness, because that way you avoid problems.
Here's the great news, is that if we're able to diagnose and catch some of this mental illness earlier, the students will do better academically, and they'll be able to live more happy, productive, and constructive lives.
Because if you catch it early, you will get the the people who can deal with the situation.
Try to help them, like you should go with them, explain them to like what's going on with that person, help them, like don't leave them behind.
In education, you always try to touch children's lives at all points. And any negative or any positive, you want to be able to reach out to those children and really tell them that everything's going to be okay. And there's a bright future in breaking the silence of letting people know that, hey, these are okay, these are the early warning signs, that we can get our children the help that we need so our future can really look bright.
Being there for the time they need help is like the best time that you can ever help someone.
We started this project 20 years ago, and it was in a few schools, and now we are in schools throughout the country and in many other countries. We feel very passionate that we want every child to be educated and every teacher about mental illness.
Help is available, and we want people to seek out that help.
Because it starts with awareness and it ends with people getting help and being healthier.
You can tell your friends that they're not alone with their disease because you're there to help them.
There's kids out there who needs help and no one will listen to their problem. So like if someone to just take a minute and sit down and listen to their problem, it will surely save a life.